Hi there, my name is Veronica Isles. I am so excited to be with you today. The point of today's session is to do some group coaching. So I'm going to help as many people as possible. Just take some random questions, whichever ones I happen to see. It's going to happen completely at random. And I'm going to help as many people as possible and show you that there is, in fact, a route to making your dreams come true. I can help identify whatever you've been doing wrong. I can help assist you on your journey. Now, hopefully, I set this session to public because a second ago I tried it and it was set to unlisted. Let's double check. Are we set to public? Are people coming? Let's find out. I think I did. Yes, I did. Oh gosh. Oh, there's people here. Okay, good. I did it right this time. Okay, Life of Destiny. Hello, Claire. Hello. Caramel Apple. It's public, subscribers only. Thank you. There was just a delay. I'm on a different machine today than I was the other day as well, so we should expect clearer picture, not a lot of technical difficulties. So let's get on with it. Hi, Quanster. Okay, I am ready to take your questions. I do want to say before I begin that there are a few coaching opportunities with me. The private coaching opportunities are in fact limited. If you look in the description box below, there is a text session. And yes, I can do a session today if you enroll quickly. So I expect those spots to in fact fill up. I also have a self-love coaching program, which I'm really excited about. You get to set your own pace to it, and you get a self-love lesson during every email and an email coaching question as well. All right, so let's get to it. Anya, hello. I will take any questions and I will try to help you as best I can. This is the kind of coaching that you should expect if you do a private session with me. I do want to mention that only subscribers can submit questions. I did not do a private link today because my email service is in fact doing maintenance. So it is in fact public and to subscribers only to ask questions. I think that's fair. Okay, Life of Destiny seemed to be the first one here and also seems to be the first one to ask a question. So let's get on with it. I have manifested money. What tips do you have for someone struggling with manifesting healing from illness that comes and goes? Now, illness, I have to say, can be tricky because you're you're with your body. So it's kind of hard to detach from the fact that you want to feel better. But I think one of the most important things in manifesting health and manifesting wellness, even manifesting improvements on how your body looks or manifesting beauty, any of that, you have to really support your body as it is right now. So it's not that you're accepting the ailment, it's not that you're accepting the illness, but you're sort of supporting your body in the healing process and its ability to change and shift. I think that your body is responding to you. It's responding to your dominant state. It's responding to, all of the kind of reinforcement that you feed it. So it's really up to you to kind of focus on how you ideally would like your body to be, find acceptance in how it is in this present moment, try to feel that it's doing the best that it can. And I think that you will find improvement and your body optimally really wants to be in a state of health. Like it doesn't want to be in a state of dis-ease. So really see your body how it can be. Try not to get frustrated in the current moment. Nurture yourself through any ailment or pain or any struggles you're currently going through. I think that Life of Destiny, if you've manifested money, then you can definitely also manifest healing from illness. If it comes and goes, try to be grateful that you have moments where it does go away and try to see this as also possible as being your dominant state. But try not to react so much when the challenges come. Work through them. Look for any lessons to be learned or gained, any sort of silver linings. That's how I've sort of dealt with illnesses, issues, problems, unexpected things that have come my way as well. So just sort of, look for whatever it is that the universe is sort of throwing at you to level up. So look at it as an opportunity to level up instead of resenting that you feel pain. I mean, I know it sucks to feel pain, but it's temporary. Like, it's not gonna last. If it comes and goes, well, then you'll get to the moment where it's gone again and feel that it exists, a moment where it's gonna be gone for good. Okay, I'm gonna take the very next question from Claire. I want to manifest a lot of money and a specific person. Sounds good. I'm doing it wrong. Okay. I manifested a lot of win. I worked on it all week. I won 90 pounds. Happy days, but should I have specified an amount? First, I think that it is amazing that you manifested 90 pounds. What the part that I think that you're doing wrong, and I think that it's that you're limiting yourself to it needing to be a lottery win. Money can come from unlimited sources, and I think that it's sort of a lot of people limit themselves to thinking that money can either come from their job or it can come from a lottery win. And I know that this is a common belief. This is the belief that my family always held. This is the belief that my mother firmly had ingrained in her subconscious mind, that the only way that she could be rich was from a lottery win. And I know that a lot of people struggle with this because I think it's because you wonder, well, logistically, how else could it happen? It has to come from the lottery. Like, my job isn't going to suddenly start paying me the money that I want, so it's got to be a lottery win. I think the fact that you manifested any money from the lottery, I mean, there's plenty of people that play the lottery that never actually win a dime. So the fact that you won 90 pounds, I mean, I think that that is an indication that money is coming to you. I don't think that you should have specified an amount because you are abundance, so you're supposed to have a lot of money. So there's no need to kind of specify how much money you need. I think the point is you need to kind of expand your mind to knowing that money can come from anywhere. Completely unexpected sources. Like, when I was poor, and I was poor for a good chunk of my life, more than being financially stable and being financially independent. Like, I was in debt, bad shape, making like such a small amount of money, not making any money at all, living off of, the the good generosity of my grandmother. At one point, I wasn't making any money at all, and she was just basically loaning me money to survive. So I've been there. I know what it's like to not have any money. I know what it's like to feel like you never will have any money. But the way I ended up getting money was not in a way that I could have guessed then. So don't think that you have to have it figured out to get on board with this idea that you can be wealthy or you can have money, because you can be wealthy without needing to know where it comes from. And the same kind of goes with your specific person. Um, you didn't really elaborate what the situation was with this person, but I'm gonna guess that it's similar to nearly every other specific person situation I've come into contact with. Usually what happens is more emphasis gets placed on this person than gets placed on yourself. So it's like you love this person more than you love yourself. You love the idea of being with this person more than you love yourself. You're kind of waiting for this person, and you only want this person, and you can only be happy with this person. So this person holds all of the power over you, all of your ability to be happy, and you kind of lose sight of yourself. You kind of have to expand your mind. Again, this is about expansion, kind of like the money thing, kind of like the lotto win. In fact, in terms of manifesting love, I want anyone right now that has a specific person in mind, try to expand to the idea that there could be other options out there. Like, you don't want to place all of your emphasis on this one person, or otherwise you're going to keep them away from you forever. Like, you're going to push them away. You're going to create this kind of barrier up where they can literally never reach you because so much importance is on them, like being the only one that can ever make you happy. And this isn't true at all. Now, it is important to note that I personally have experienced manifesting a specific person. Now, the way that I did it was through taking the assumption in my mind that the best person was going to win my heart, and this idea that there could be someone else. Now, in my instance, I've done it a few times, but in my instance, I did end up with the specific intended person. Um, but I did hold the belief that there could be someone better. Just no one better was presented to me. But it could have been. And I know situations where People have been on a specific person manifesting journey and they end up finding someone better. But I mean, if it's someone better, then obviously that's a good thing. Like it's a limited feeling, a limited idea. Again, like a lottery win is the only way you can have money. Like the only way you're going to be happy isn't just with this person. Like you could legitimately be happier with someone else. I'm not saying you have to pick someone else. I'm just saying you should open your mind and heart to the best person winning your heart as opposed to waiting around for one specific person because they're the only person that could ever make you happy because it's just not true. And it'll just always result in failure. Okay, girl, I love you. Thank you. I'm glad I saw that one. Okay, like your energy, another good one. Okay. This is fun. Let's answer some more questions. What is the best way according to you to manifest healing or abundance for someone else? Now, it's important to note because you may see old videos of mine where I say it's not possible to manifest for someone else. I have completely changed that opinion. And the reason being is because I came to the realization that other people are in my world. Like, if someone is healthy or not healthy, like that's going to affect me. So I think we can manifest for other people when it affects our own existence, our own day to day, what we do, how we feel. Like if they're in our world, like if it's just the idea of someone, like maybe I don't know, it's someone that like an actor or something you don't even know, and you heard that they're not well. I don't think that you could necessarily manifest health for them because like they're not in your day to day experience. But again, even that example, like you would hear that they weren't well, and so maybe that would affect you. This is a tricky question. I would say kind of just do what makes sense to you. But I do think that you have the power to help influence them for the better and help heal. And I would just feel the relief of what it would be like if this person no longer had the ailment. I would try to be a good inspiration to them. I would try to even be a positive influence, sort of a ray of sunshine, someone that can brighten their day. But I would try to feel relief, like not necessarily optimism or positivity that they're going to get better, but just the relief of no longer having this burden of them being unwell. And I think relief is so much more potent, so much more powerful than trying to be positive or trying to force yourself to feel convinced that a positive outcome is going to happen. Because if there's turmoil, like it's nearly impossible to just put on a happy face and decide that you're going to be positive about something. Like you're going to feel this internal struggle. But if you can try to connect with relief and comfort, you can better get to a place where you can, in fact, manifest the result. But I think that there are some examples. I feel like Neville Goddard has an example. Nevolution. I feel like those videos are all gone. Last time I checked, they were all gone. But there used to be a video where I feel like she had helped someone heal. It's gone though, so don't even bother trying to look. Okay. Love to see you live. I love to be here too. It's important to note after this session, I am going to try an Instagram session live. I've never actually done one before, so I don't know if it's going to work. But I figure if you all want to join me there, Veronica Isles is just spelt out like that. No dot, no extra S's. It's just Veronica Isles. That's it. I know a lot of people in the past have tried to impersonate me on Instagram and steal money from my followers, which is kind of awful. But I only have one Instagram account. I've only ever had one Instagram account, and I don't DM people that haven't contacted me first. In fact, I rarely even send DMs ever. When living in the end result, should I stop messaging my SP? You should stop messaging them. Like, ask yourself, why are you messaging them? I'm going to tell you, you're most likely messaging them because you think it's going to bring about the result that you want. Living in the end is, the wonderful thing about living in the end is it's the same exact sensation for every single desire. Living in the end isn't play acting or pretending. So yes, living in the end, you would be messaging your person. You'd be talking, everything would be happy. But living in the end isn't about pretending or play acting. Like, if you were living in the end about being a millionaire, you wouldn't just suddenly start spending a ton of money. Like, you wouldn't do that before the fact. So, living in the end, I'm not even sure you were messaging them because you were trying to live in the end, but that was sort of my take on it. I want to say that living in the end is about feeling relief. It's about feeling content. It's about feeling like everything is complete right now. And I know you might be afraid to feel like everything is complete right now because you might think, well, if I give the impression that everything is complete right now and I'm happy and I'm grateful and I'm fulfilled, then I will never get my desire. I will never get my specific person. I will never get more money. I will never get health because I'm complete right now. So I'm fine with the way things are. But that's not really how it works. You are abundance. You are love. You are light. You are perfection. You are supposed to have all of the wonderful things in the world, but you're supposed to prove to yourself that you can, in fact, manifest all of the wonderful things in the world. So it isn't just about having them by default, but about proving to yourself that you can, in fact, draw them from, from nothing into, everything. And that's what we call a miracle. That's what we live for. We love miracles. They're the greatest feeling in the world. Um, so living in the end result is not about pretending. It's about allowing yourself to feel complete now and not being afraid that somehow it's going to get confused because it's not going to get confused. You're just going to expand and open yourself up to more and to better. Living in the end, detachment means I can be happy now. I don't have to wait for this particular manifestation to feel good, to feel abundant. I can feel that way right now. I'm from Jamaica, and I want to thank you for teaching me how to manifest the right way. Thank you for that comment. Latoya McFarlane. NB, is it possible to manifest STH? What does that mean? With a deadline. For example, you manifest money to pay a bill. Uh, yes, I have manifested under a deadline. In fact, there's a video of mine called How to Manifest Under a Deadline. Because a number of years ago, I can't remember how many now, but it's been a while. I was in a dire situation where I was going to lose my house, going to lose my cats. I mean, I had a deadline. There wasn't any sort of wiggle room on this. Like, it was in foreclosure. I needed to get back to my cats, or otherwise they were going to be taken away. There wasn't like I had to manifest within this time crunch. At that time, I did not know about manifesting, but in hindsight, I can see how I deliberately brought the conclusion into being. Now, it's important to note, I cried a lot because I was scared. I was very, very, very scared. But I comforted myself through the tears. I found inner strength within myself. So if you have a deadline, you have a bill that needs to be paid, I want you to keep that inner strength and inner determination within yourself. That somehow, some way, everything is going to be okay. It's all going to work out. And like, if there's a bill that needs to be paid and you don't meet the deadline, you're still going to hold the belief that somehow, in some way, everything is going to be okay. Now, in these types of dire situations, I personally like to think of like a guardian angel, people that have passed on before me, like my parents, the grandparents that have passed on before me. I like to think of them as protecting me, surrounding me with love and light, like a protective energy. Like, that makes me feel like a whole lot of comfort. I would gravitate to whatever makes you feel comfort. But this idea that you're kind of being effortlessly led to the conclusion, and don't limit your mind, like how you can pay this bill, don't limit your mind to saying, well, it has to come from this source. Um, get rid of the limitations. Get rid of identifying the ways you think it's going to happen. Because again, it's probably not how you think it's going to happen. But the point is, it can be paid. You can be okay. You can make it through this. There'll be a better day coming where you don't have to worry about how to pay a bill. Like, once upon a time, I worried about bills constantly. because I never had enough money. As I said earlier in the show, there was a time where my grandmother was literally paying all of my bills. And, that's an awful feeling to have to rely on someone else to kind of take care of you. I mean, I was 30 something, and this wasn't like when I was 18. This is when I was 30 something. So that feels even worse because you're embarrassed. It's not how life should be. Like your life should be more put together. You should be obviously independent by that time. Um, where was I going with this? I completely lost my train of thought. The point I was trying to make is that, things can in fact work out. I mean, they got better for me. I don't worry about paying bills anymore. I want to say that the kinds of bills I used to worry about, I don't worry about anymore. Now I have bigger types of bills that I want to pay. Not necessarily that I don't have the money for them, but it's weird because as you begin to manifest more, sometimes a lot of the same struggles come up. They come up in different ways, and you just kind of keep getting yourself to the next level. There's always going to be a next level. Like right now, if you can think about your ideal income, when you reach that number, you're going to realize that you actually want more money. It's this weird thing that happens. We're never really satisfied. We kind of have to reach a point of satisfaction and gratitude to get to that next level, but then we always want to expand further. And there's nothing wrong with expanding further. Like that doesn't mean we're greedy. It just means that we realize that we can reach an even higher level of attainment that we didn't realize before because we weren't at a place to mentally understand that we could be at that income level. Like, for example, I always wanted to manifest $1,000 a week. Like that was like a ton of money to me because I was making $50 a week. Then when I started receiving $1,000 a week, I realized, okay, this isn't that much money. And I was like, okay, well, if I had $2,000 a week, well, then all of my, then I'd be happy for the rest of my life. Then I got the $2,000 a week. Then I was like, okay, I want more. And it's okay to want more. Like, expanding, growing. Just realize it's a process, so you can never really be frustrated in this moment, but it's like when I was making $50 a week, like, I could never have conceived that there would be a point that I could make $3,000 a week, so I had to manifest the 1,000 a week first in order to get to the next level, and just give yourself time to get there. You're constantly growing and expanding. That's kind of what the magic of life is all about. How to manifest passing exams. I failed 5 exams out of 8. Okay. I'm sorry that happened to you. Know that you're not a failure. If you fail an exam, it's not sort of a reflection upon you. I failed exams. In fact, I failed an exam one time and I still ended up passing the class. I think that happened 2 times actually. I got teachers to change the grades on 2 different 2 different instances. Um, the point I'm trying to make is if I was to fail something, I didn't identify as a failure. So don't identify as a failure. Yes, it sucks that you failed 5 exams out of 8, but in fact, you can get to the point of passing. I want you to try to believe in yourself, believe that you're smart and capable and that your mind is sort of working in an efficient way. So you're not going to stress, you're not going to overly study, like to the point of exhaustion. You're going to try to have fun with this, have fun with the studying process, maybe see things in a new way that you didn't before. So more relaxed, more playful, more enjoyable. Like I'm already the success that has passed 8 out of 8 and I can pass it in their sleep. I mean, I know when I was in school, I remember there was this one student that I went to school with, and he was taking like twice as many classes as everyone else, like twice as many credit hours, and he was acing every single class. And like he was doing it like in his sleep. Like imagine that you could be that brilliant. Like that kind of person isn't different than you. They're not gifted. They weren't born with some magical power of being able to pass things in a way that you never can. You can also be that brilliant. We all have the ability to be brilliant. I know we're told a lot of the time that, people that are gifted, they're born that way. And you're just not born that way. But you can. Like you can get to a place of using your mind more efficiently in a way that can, in fact, pass all the exams. But you have to sort of see yourself as that success first. You can't identify as a failure. And you know what? If you fail another exam, it's okay. You'll get to a place where you're passing them on where it's easy. So think about your future self kind of nudging you, giving you comfort right now. You'll pass it, you'll get there. In fact, I would even look to, oh, I guess my phone is on. I would even look to the idea that whatever you're trying to achieve by passing these exams, like obviously you're not taking these exams just, for fun. There's a reason behind it. There's something you want to achieve in order to, by passing these exams, there's something you're trying to achieve. So I want you to identify with that state, not necessarily focusing on, oh gosh, how do I pass? Instead, identify yourself as the person who already has the kind of life that you would have if these exams were in fact passed. Try to have more fun with it. Try to believe in yourself more. Don't identify as a failure. Okay. Try to talk fast to get as much in as possible. How do you manifest better communication and engagement with your person of interest? I I think it really happens by having a higher belief system about yourself. So it isn't necessarily about changing the other person to care more about you or to give you more communication or visualizing more that they're sending you more text messages or saying more affirmations that they're sending you more text messages. It's more about the way you see yourself. So would you text you? Would you have more engagement and communication with you? Do you see yourself as the kind of person who deserves this, who is worthy of this? This specific person has so much more to do with you than it does about them. Like, honestly, if you have a specific person in mind, you're trying to improve communication in any type of relationship. It has to do with you, your idea of self, also your idea of what you think they think of you. Like, a lot of times we tend to take on self concept by what we think the other person thinks of us. So that's the self-concept we choose to embody. Even though you can just embody any self-concept and you don't actually know what they truly think of you because we're not in someone else's mind or heart. So we don't actually know. So why not choose to identify as the kind of person who can get the result that you want? Like, obviously, you want more communication. Again, this would give you a feeling of relief. It's that end result of feeling relieved, feeling at peace, having everything. Try not to base whether or not you're happy on how often this person communicates with you. Like, they're lucky to have you in their life? Like, do you ever think that way? Or do you think, "Oh, well, I'd be lucky if they communicated with me more," or, "How do I get their attention?" Set them aside. They're not the only person that could ever make you happy. Like, if they haven't been giving you good engagement, well, then they should work hard to have your interest. Like, what about you? What about your needs being met? Like, where are you in this equation? This is so important. Like, instead of waiting for them to give you more, pull your energy back from them. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you deserve in terms of communication with a person that you are in a love relationship with. Like, what do you deserve? What do you feel yourself worth? What kinds of experiences do you want? That's what's important to focus on, and that's all to do with you. That's all to do with identifying feelings about yourself. Don't be afraid to stop thinking about this person. Like, please stop thinking about them. Please stop making the assumption that you have to think about them, say affirmations about them, change you instead. Let them go. Like, literally let them go. The things we let go freely come back to us tenfold, and that's the great secret. Like, if you're willing to let go, it will come back to you. It will chase you down. It will, like, stick to you like glue. I hope I don't fail the whole year and have to redo it. It's funny, I keep seeing the same person. Um, You know what? Even if you do fail the whole year and have to redo it, you'll still be a success in the end. So take the scariness off of this fear. That's another really big one. So whatever your greatest fear is right now, whatever this statement is that's giving you anxiety, like in terms of this person, it's what if I fail and I have to redo the whole entire year? Well, the world isn't going to come to an end. Like you can still have your result. Like it doesn't have to end in disaster. Even like communication with this other question, like, okay, so communication, isn't improving right now. That doesn't mean you still won't get your end result of having your perfect relationship. So let's take the scariness out of these things and stop having these ideas have so much control over us. And the more you can relax, the more you can let go, the more you can free yourself from the need of this, the faster it'll come to you. Sending so much love. Thank you. In fact, there's a lot of hearts here. It's wonderful. You're an angel. I appreciate it. It's so nice. So comforting. Yes, I want you to feel comfort. Comfort is a very, it isn't given enough credit in terms of manifesting. The general, idea is that manifesting, high energy, high vibrations, high escalated feelings, when really all we need is comfort and relaxation and relief. Like those are the feelings to reach for, not high elated feelings. Because whenever you feel elated and excited, yeah, it's wonderful in the moment, but you will always come down at some point. Whereas relaxation, comfort, contentment, that's so sustainable. So think in terms of sustainable. We're not trying to max out on things. We're trying to sustain. And yes, those high escalated moments will come, but they'll come naturally. Don't try to force yourself to feel that way. Any ideas or suggestions for someone that says they don't want to marry you? I mean, I think that there are plenty of stories of men who say that they will never get married. I don't believe in marriage, blah, blah, blah. And then they do end up getting married. The trick is not to get fixated on this idea that this is the kind of person that will never get married and feeling almost like a failure again, identifying as someone who isn't special enough to be married. Yes, you are special enough. Um, if they don't want to marry you and they're kind of putting their foot down right now, you've got a couple different options. And I think that you should pick whatever feels best to you. Now, keep in mind, you can't actually lose um, having love in your life, being married, like your ideal relationship. You can't actually lose that. So try not to base this decision on feeling like, well, if I give them an ultimatum, I will lose them forever because you can't actually lose what is yours. And again, when we freely let things go, they return to us tenfold, hundredfold. Well, they freely return to us in abundance. Um, so for example, okay, they say they don't want to marry you. Well, if you are dissatisfied in the relationship right now, you can in fact walk away. And that's okay. Like that isn't bad. That isn't not living in the end. Like you have to do what is right for you and what feels good to you. Now, you can also ask yourself, well, is this relationship worth sort of sticking it out until they're ready to marry me? You can make whatever physical decision you want, but it has to be for you. And then I would try to see yourself as someone who is special enough to be married. Like, don't take this rejection and as sort of a reason to feel bad about yourself. Like, oh God, he doesn't want to marry me. He doesn't care. Try to see yourself as someone who could be honored, cherished, claimed, whatever sort of descriptions speak to you. But you can, in fact, manifest a different result. Try to feel like you're going to win in the end. Either he's going to change his mind or you're going to come across someone even better that's going to beg to marry you. So either way, you're going to win. So there's no losing in this game. Like you're going to win. A lot of times we base our self-concept on this idea that things will never change and they'll always stay this way and I'll never have what I want. So I'm going to feel awful about myself. But you will end up getting married in your dream wedding. Like I said, either he's going to change his mind and realize I better marry her or I'm going to lose her, which does happen a lot. or you're going to find someone better. Either way, you're going to win. So there will be no losing. Uh, Sometimes new is better. I agree with that. And I don't think that I stressed this as much in my earlier videos. But sometimes new is better. Like it doesn't come with the old baggage. You can start fresh with someone. It can be more exciting. Like you can feel even stronger about someone new. Like you really can. Not trying to sort of tell you you have to do this. I'm just telling you to open your mind and your expansion. Kind of like the lottery thing, like expand to new ideas, at least sort of contemplate them. Okay. Let's take one more question, and it's from Bill Gates. I don't think it's the real Bill Gates, so I don't think he's watching me. What does narcissistic relationship have to do with the law of attraction? Narcissistic relationships. You know what? In all honesty, I do not feel qualified to answer this question. I know nothing about true narcissism. I do know that the word narcissist kind of has gotten a little out of control. Like there is something actually, a narcissist is a real personality. Is it a disorder or a condition? I don't know. Again, I'm not a therapist. I don't pretend to be one, but I do know that there is something real, a narcissist. But I also know that that sort of has become a buzzword where anyone who's not treating you well is a narcissist. So we've kind of gone overboard. A true narcissist, I would personally not try to manifest because that sounds like someone that could harm you and someone who is not in a mentally good place. Now, if we're just talking about someone that is not necessarily giving the kind of treatment that you want, I would not stick around for a type of relationship like that. And I would work on self concept, self love, and either this person shows up in a new way and they're giving you enough, or someone better comes along. Either way, you win. Okay. I do want to stress that I have coaching text sessions available. The next live group coaching show will most likely the invitation will just be sent out to Inner Circle members. If you're not currently a member, do join. It's free. And we're going to head over to Instagram. So give me a few minutes to set up. We're going to try a session there. I don't know how that's going to go. Self-love email coaching is available too. Links below. All right. Have a wonderful day. I hope this could help you a ton.